everyone, this is Concrete Mountain Scrap More with Brenda, and I'm Brenda, and today we're going to be showing you how to do the Baptist fan. Now, I am one of these people, I hate buying rulers that only do one thing. So this ruler, maybe you can't see it, this ruler cuts circles, but it's also perfect for Baptist fans. And all you need is one little marking tool, and we're ready to go. So come on over a little closer, I'll show you how to get this all done. It's going to look great when it's done. Okay, so here we are. I put my easy cut circle on here. And let's see, I'll see if you guys can read that. It's quite a useful tool I use for a lot of things. So anyways, what I tried to do earlier was mark this with this disappearing ink or mark be gone. Well, I didn't realize how fast it would disappear because it's like not even 24 hours later. So that's the thing with disappearing ink. It does disappear and it does wash out. And some of them are air and water soluble, and the other side is water soluble. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take this. Now I'm just going to run it around here a few times. Like, it does leave a mark on the brown, but probably not one that's really visible. You'll probably be able to see the ones that it leaves on the white better. But you just mark out your quilt, and you're going to follow along an edge of stitching so that you can travel, right? This is the easiest way to do this. And you don't really have to be on the line. You don't have to be exactly on the line, as long as you're giving a curved effect. Now, Baptist fan is a very traditional pattern for quilting, and it's lovely. And we're going to mark the 10 right there. I think that was it, about there. Yeah, it was. Okay. So then a Baptist fan goes around, and then it does a clamshell where half the lines take off in one direction. Now, if you were doing this as a full quilt, you were going to do all of this right across your entire quilt, what you would need to do is you would have to mark this in such a manner. Okay, so you're going to come down here, and we'll just draw the lines to hook them up. You would start at the very bottom and only do like two rows with this pen, and then, you know, like you'd go right across the bottom with the full circle, and then right across the back on the other offset circles. So you'd get a lot of this marked up very quickly. Now, I'm just going to start this the same place, and I'm going to put this under my my quilting foot. Actually, I do a lot of quilting with my ruler without the ruler. So, and these are just approximate lines. If you're a little off or you wobble a bit or something, don't worry about it, because this is a very forgiving little design. So now that I've got some marked, what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave this handy here for me, and because I've got some marked, I'm going to start. Okay, so here we are. Let's get this. We've got this all marked up. I'm going to drop my foot, and I'm going to, let's see, get this lined up. So I'm right on the edge, pull up my bobbin thread. So now I have both of them up. Alright. Well, now once you hit that edge, that masking tape, you're just going to travel along the very, very edge of it and go along that blue arch. Now, I know you are only seeing the very top of that arch, but I can see a little bit more. So it is a mark on there that I can just spritz off with water. And when you're doing this, when you're marking out your quilts, odd numbers for some reason are more appealing to the brain than even numbers. Odd numbers will make you travel along your design, where even numbers will take you back to where you started. Okay, so you might want to keep that kind of thing in mind. So you don't have to break thread as often, and you don't have problems with this. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys, when we were filming this, my husband and I had problems with stitch quality, and there are a number of things could have happened here where we have got some issues. Now, it could have been the first one we always try. The first we try is changing your needle, right? That's the first one. And I don't know why it's doing this now. It keeps, maybe we're out of thread. No. So the first thing you try is always to, okay, change the needle. Because that sometimes will affect stitch quality very quickly. And it's like if you've got a dull needle and you're trying to do quilting, it's not going to happen. You're going to have quite the mess. And it's not going to work. So then when you're doing, you're picking it out. And then I'm going to go along. Just like this. Second thing you might want to check is tension. Now, what we found in this machine is that if there's any lint buildup in the feed dogs, right, we have horrible stitch tension. And it does, if you clean them out, you stop, you clean it out, that it works great. Now, I'm not talking about just the bobbin area on this machine. I'm actually talking about where the feed dogs make contact. Like, my feed dogs right now are dropped, but the lint gets built up in there, and it forces the plate up, the stitching plate up, right? Which changes this. And this contact has to be really good, too, with your rules. Once you get a bunch of things in the right spot where you need it to be, quilting becomes very easy. Just take your time. It's not a race. There we go. So, now that I'm at the end of the curve, in order to get to the next curve, what I'm going to do is I'm going to travel along this line up to here. This point here, that's where that blue arch starts. So I'm going to go all the way up where in the seam allowance, essentially. I'm traveling along where the seam allowance would be. And I'm traveling down, then I'm traveling along the arch. And if you were to mark this out full on your quilt, that's how this would look like. That's what it would look like. It would look like an arch. Right? So you go this way and then back and then across. Touching the arch, moving along the arch, and then coming back up. Going up the side. And then there we go. Now when we get to the last arc that we've marked, what we're going to do is we're going to go right down to the center of that first arc. And now we're going to travel back up this way and then go down. Until we hit the masking tape, back up. Masking tape, travel along, back down, along the arc, back up. On the arc, back down. Now that's the end of our two arcs. So what we would do now is we would travel along this masking tape to get to our next Baptist fan that we've got to do. And I'm going to mark it all out, and I'll be back when we're done to show you the end results. Okay, here we are with the disappearing ink disappearing ink, not eek. It didn't go cry out in terror. And the Mark Be Gone marker, right? Both of them are water soluble. So I have a spray bottle of water. And I'm just going to show you it. And you just spray this stuff, and it just, all of a sudden, those little marks are gone. And sometimes you have to get a little bit more water, but it will go away very quickly. And you don't have to rub it. There's a few little marks here. They have to saturate it a little bit. See, once you've done this, now you just let it dry, and all the marks are gone, right? So it disappears quite quickly. It will disappear in the wash too, right? So, but I wanted you to know that you can, there's other ways of marking your stuff other than with just chalk. So, there we go. We'll just give this another little spritz and we'll see how we work. Okay, and here we are. We've got this little edge here now done all in the Baptist fan. You can play with this too. When you think of arches, like think what would go in arches, right? Like you can also make little extra decor things. Like an arch for me, like you could put, if you didn't have so many arches, you could leave a few arches out and put in little leaves that make a wreath, a part wreath, or little eyes with ears, or you know, whatever you think you would look fun with. So this is coming along. Now we're skipping every second round, so we can change colors of thread. And I think I'm just about out of this thread anyways, this yellow thread that I was using. So we will be changing up the colors next time. But this is turning out really well. It's a little damp because I've spritzed it to get rid of all the ink. Now I'm just going to show you the back. If I can. I get my cameraman to help. Oh, it's a little wet. Oh well. Here we go. Now see, you've got some beautiful little arcs here. You know, it's coming. It's coming. And you just travel along that masking tape. Yeah, it's really wet. Okay, so I'm going to have to let this dry before I can do any more, before I should do any more on it. So anyways, I hope you have a great day ahead. I hope you have a fabulous week. Remember, we're going to start our quilt along or sew along beginning of December. And so you might want to start thinking about what colors you want to make. If you want to make a bigger quilt or just a table runner just to get you started. It is a beginner project for like somebody with some hand sewing skills. It's an intermediate project for people that use sewing machines. So this was fun. Come on back next week and we'll have more. Okay, bye. Have a great day. Hello everyone. Just a quick reminder. This is the quilt we're going to start doing our sew along in the beginning of December 2021. This is a beautiful hand-pieced, hand-quilted. This is a beginner quilt for hand quilting. This is also an intermediate if you're using a sewing machine. And we're going to start this one at the beginning of December 2021. So if you're watching this 8 years from now, don't worry, it's a free pattern. It'll always remain a free pattern. We had a lot of fun doing this with our students, and we had a very enjoyable time. So if you like the videos and you like this challenge and you'd like to start a quilt along, comment below, but like, share, and subscribe with your friends. We are so happy that you're back with us if you're a subscriber. But if you're a new subscriber, please join. This is going to be so much fun. Okay, you have a great day. Bye.